Pokémon. What started in 1996 as a humble Game Boy adventure in Japan has grown into the highest grossing media franchise in history, spanning games, TV, movies, trading cards, and billions of dollars in merchandise. I still remember playing the Pokemon trading card game back in primary school in 1999. The base set had fan favorites like Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and that shiny Charizard everyone wanted. While I never managed to get that Charizard, I did have a shiny Raichu, and to me, that was pure gold. This Ravensburger Pokémon All-Stars 5000 piece puzzle celebrates the original Pokémon from Generation 1, bringing back the classics in a way that's deeply nostalgic and an absolute treat for anyone who grew up with Pokémon. From Pikachu to Charizard, Eevee to Mewtwo, it brings the Kanto Pokémon together once again in one stunning image. At over 1.5 meters wide, it's a true collector's challenge. Today we're going to take on the challenge of building it and bring this exciting puzzle to life right here on the screen. Let's jump into the strategy and sorting now and see how day 1 unfolds. Looking at the poster, we can see 7 distinct sections, each with its own gradient background in blue, green, red, yellow, purple, brown and grey. Let's jump straight into the sorting and I'll show you the plan once it's all done. I just finished the sorting in 3 hours, 24 minutes and 26 seconds. As you can see, I've got a pile of green here. There's also a pile of blue on top of it, but I suspect this to be part of the Venusaur and the Bulbasaur. I also have a small pile of yellow, which I think is the Victory Bell. Then this little pile of red I suspect is part of the Voltorb. The next pile I think forms part of Jigglypuff and Porygon. Next we have a pile of red divider lines followed by a massive pile of red pieces. Here are the edge pieces. Next we have a pile of brown pieces and then a pile of grey pieces. Then there's this little pile of light white pieces. I'm not quite sure what that is yet. Moving on, here's a pile of white divider lines. Then a small pile of Mr. Mime. Next is the Snorlax pile. Next we have the Psychic pile. We have the purple and then the mustard colored yellow, which will form part of the Psychic Pokemon. Here are the yellow divider lines, followed by the pile of yellow pieces for that section. Next we have a pile of reds and pinks, which should form part of many Pokemon mouths. Then a pile of blue, and lastly a pile of light white. So that's the summary of my sorting and what my puzzle desk looks like at the moment. I'll move some piles off the desk and onto trays, and then we'll begin the build, starting with the green section. Alright, so it's the next morning, the start of day 3, and here's the progress I made on the green section yesterday. I'm really pleased with how much I got done. I'm especially happy that I managed to complete the entire Bulbasaur. Victory Bell and Oddish are also very close to being finished. I suspect the last piece for Oddish probably ended up in the blue pile. Today my plan is to work on this edge. I'm going to build it all out, but I won't place it around the board itself as it would just get in the way. Then I want to tackle this pile with Jigglypuff, Porygon and Ditto and try to complete as much of it as possible. I also want to work on Mr. Mime and Snorlax. Let's get moving and I'll update you on my progress at the end of the day. Good morning everyone. It's the start of day 4 and here's a quick update on the progress so far. Venusaur is coming along nicely and Ivysaur is looking great too. I'm hoping to finish Tangela today when I get into the blue section. I'm really happy that I managed to complete Snorlax. I struggled with it in the last build, so it feels amazing to have it done. You can also see Jigglypuff, Meowth and Ditto coming together. I managed to finish the edge yesterday as well. I'm going to focus on building as much of Pidgeot as I can, but if I get stuck, I'll leave it for later. My main goal is tackling the blue section. So that's my quick update and I'll check in again tomorrow. Good morning everyone, it's the start of day 6. As you can see, the blue section is really coming along now. Gyarados is almost complete and both Vaporeon and Seal are looking great. I suspect Psyduck is hiding somewhere in the psychic pile, so today I want to tackle that section and see if I can knock it out. I've also managed to build out most of Mr. Mime and you can see good progress on Porygon too. Lastly, Voltorb and Electrode are now clearly visible. For today's plan, I really need to clear the desk to make some space for a new major section. So for the first hour or so, I'll patch in as many existing pieces as possible. Then move on to the brown section briefly to pull out pieces for Eevee, Tauros, Dugtrio and Geodude. Once those are built, I'll pack the brown pieces back because my main focus for the day needs to be the psychic section. I'll try and make as much progress there as possible. That's the plan. I'll check in again tomorrow with the next update. Hi everyone, here's my progress so far at the start of day 9 of this build. As you can see, the blue section is now very close to completion. I was hoping to finish Psyduck. I thought he was hiding in the psychic section, but after clearing that area he must be mixed into the electric pile. Seal is pretty much complete now and both Vaporeon and Blastoise are looking great too. Pidgeot is slowly starting to take shape, though I'm still not sure where the rest of his pieces are hiding. Tauros is starting to come together nicely as well. I also managed to build out Dugtrio and Nidoran, and Geodude has made an appearance too. Over in the Psychic section, we've now got Drowsy, Kadabra, Hypno, all taking shape, along with Abra, Mr. Mime, Mewtwo, Alakazam, and of course, Mew. In the Electric section, Voltorb and Electrode are now joined by Magneton, who is finally fully connected. The total build time now sits at 28 hours and 25 minutes, plus an extra 28 minutes for when I forgot to restart the timer, so just under 29 hours so far. For today, I plan to work on knocking out the grey and the brown sections. Once those are complete, I'll check in again with the next update. Hey everyone, here's my progress update at the end of day 9. Victory Bell is now completely done, which means the green section is just about finished. The blue section is also very close. The only one still missing is Psyduck, but I think these pieces are mixed in with the yellow section, which I plan to tackle tomorrow. There's not much progress on Pidgeot yet, he's proving to be quite the sneaky one. Every new section I work on, a few more of his pieces show up, so he's clearly hiding everywhere. Taurus is almost complete now, just one piece left to find. Sandslash has started to appear as well, and we'll likely finish him off when we move into yellow. The brown section went a lot faster than I expected, probably because many of the Pokemon in it were already partially built. It's now almost completely done, with Rhydon, Onix and Cubone all finished. Onix was trickier than I thought, so I'm really happy it's complete. There's not much change in the Psychic section, but once we hit the yellow, that area should start coming together too. So tomorrow I'll be starting on the yellow section and hopefully wrapping that up before moving into the final red section. We're getting close to the finish line now. Alright, that's my update for today. I'll check in again soon. It's around 12:15 on day 11, and I've just taken a quick break after finishing the electric section. I wanted to show you the progress before jumping into the red section. As you can see, the water section, Psyduck is still not complete. I'm going to try and finish him today. The grass section is now almost completely done. A quick scan over the grey section, also nearly complete except for Pidgeot, who's still hiding everywhere. The Psychic section's really coming together. Drowsy, Kadabra and Hypno are all taking shape. Abra, Mr. Mime and Mewtwo are complete, and Alakazam's missing just a single piece. Great progress has been made on Sandshrew is now fully visible, and that means the brown section is also close to being done. In the electric section, Pikachu is 100% complete. There's great progress on Electabuzz and Raichu, and both Magnemite and Jolteon are now fully built. Electrode is also complete, and Magneton and Voltorb are almost there. Total build time so far is 40 hours and 59 minutes. I did forget to stop the timer during lunch for about 30 minutes, but that roughly balances out the earlier 28-minute gap when I forgot to start it, so the timing evens out. Alright, let me jump back into the puzzle and see how much of the red section I can knock out. I'll check in again soon, hopefully with a completed puzzle. let me bring you in a little closer so we can watch the final 4 pieces click into place, thus completing this massive 5,000 piece Pokemon collage. And just look how massive this puzzle is, more than 1.5 meters across. Pretty incredible. Looking at the completed puzzle, we can see Venusaur, Tangela, and Ivysaur, Paris, Victreebel, and the adorable Oddish, and of course the grass starter Bulbasaur. And there's Pidgeot, the most elusive Pokemon of this entire build. Keen-eyed Pokemon fans might notice a few heavy hitters missing from this collage. Team Rocket's Coughing and Ekans, along with their evolved forms, didn't make the cut. At least Meowth made an appearance. In the blue section, it's great to finally see Psyduck complete. Interestingly, a few of Misty's signature Pokemon, Staryu and Starmie, were also left out. They would have been a nice addition to this lineup. The red section turned out to be trickier than expected. Those white tones were deceptively challenging. But yeah, we have Charizard, Arcanine, Flareon, Magmar, Charmander, Growlithe, Charmeleon, and of course Vulpix. Over in the brown section, Sandslash is looking great. And once again, none of the fossil Pokemon or legendary Pokemon were included in this collage. A bit of a shame, but it still feels complete. All in all, this was an incredibly fun and nostalgic puzzle to build, especially if you grew up with the original generation of Pokemon. Now I started wondering, what would this puzzle look like if we built it one Pokemon at a time instead of one piece at a time? To find out, I gave it a try. Enjoy this alternate time lapse, a unique look at the Pokemon 5,000 piece puzzle from a whole new angle. And that wraps up the Pokemon 5,000 piece puzzle. This build took around 48 hours to complete, with an additional 3 hours and 24 minutes spent on sorting. That's a big improvement from my previous build, which came in at about 77 hours total and nearly 3 hours of sorting, so I'm really happy with the progress on this one. It's been such a rewarding project, challenging, nostalgic, and honestly a lot of fun from start to finish. If you enjoyed watching this puzzle come together, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps support future builds like this one. You can also find all my other puzzle projects and time lapses in the Puzzle Builds playlist on the channel. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Pierre, and this has been Pierre Solves. See you in the next build.